Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Swedish Tier 8 heavy tank, the premium version, the Barracuda, which is the Emil 1951. This is not a tank I enjoy all that much. I've been playing it a little bit here and there, but I just don't enjoy it. It's got too many features about it that I don't like. It's, number one, it's worse than the Tech Tree Tier 8, which the Tech Tree Tier 8 isn't the best. It's not got as good, I think the mobility is slightly worse, although you don't really notice it. It's got the same turret, and why you think, oh, Swedish heavy tanks. Turrets are solid. Not on the Emil one, on the Emil 1951, aka Barracuda. It's good when you see Tier 8s. But the turret really struggles against anything that's above Tier 8. Because I think you only need about 240 pen plus to go through it. Even really when it's angled, they still go through it. And then you go to Tier 10 premium rounds, or even at Tier 9, and they just destroy this thing. It's also, the pen isn't the best on this thing. Yeah. I think it's 217 and 250 something on the premium, and because it's APCR over distance, it really does struggle sometimes. To be honest, it's the pen at 217 on the standard, mixed with the fact that this gun is derpy. Its gun accuracy is poor. It's 0.4, which is just not great on this kind of autoloader, especially with sort of not a great aim time, and dispersion values which are terrible. Like how does that bounce? I don't know how that bounced. You see, I was quite frustrated with it, but here we go. I'm currently platoon with Crow, who is a PS4 player and hangs about Swindle Stream all the time, and we're cross platooning right now, and we're on Himmelsdorf, and we've come to the normal place we would with tanks that are not suited to banana line brawl. Basically, go to the hill, and we've crushed what was up there, and we're now charging down behind the team. 2 kills, 1300 damage, and we're going to try and push for as much impact as possible with this gun. And that's another thing that's also bad about this tank, and that's the DPM. And that's because when they brought it over, they saw fit to destroy the reload. And when I say destroy, they took about, I think it was 1.3 rounds a minute rate of fire off of it. And the whole point of the change they made to this gun, when they did it on PC, because they changed this gun on this tank, and then they also did it on the Emil 19, the Emil 1 as well. They made it similar. Then they did it on the Kramvarn and the Emil 2, where they basically took the 4th shell away and made them 3-shot autoloaders, gave them slightly better alpha damage, and basically gave them better DPM. And in this tank, the Emil 1 as well, they made it so it was they basically didn't change much about the Emil 1's gun characteristics, but it sort of kept its DPM in the same region with 3 shots for 360 alpha each shot, like this one is, instead of the 320 alpha 4 shots that it has. But this tank was supposed to get derpier gun handling, but in lieu of losing the better gun handling of the Emil 1, they made it have better DPM. Now, when they brought this over from PC, they took the one advantage this thing had over the Emil 1, which was the better DPM, and took it away, which means it's just, in my personal opinion, I mean, it's all personal opinion, this tank isn't as good as the Emil 1 is. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's got that bursty rate of fire, so like we've got 5 kills and 3.2k at the minute, so it's quite nice for stuff like that. So we're going to shut this guy in Like, this guy can be shut down in 2 shells. And 360 Alpha's nice. I do like the 360 Alpha. It's just got a hit. The gun, I'm just not the biggest fan of it. And we managed to get that final shell into that guy and get 7 kills. And that was a nice run around on Himmelsdorf. 4.1k damage, 7 kills. It shows what it can do when this gun is in close combat and you don't really get shot at. And it's quite nice in that way. But that reload can kill it in some situations. 15 shots fired, 15 hits, 14 pens. That's a miracle. That honestly, this gun, my experience, that's a miracle for this thing. Because you don't often hit all those shells. And when you do miss them, they are painful. It's like the Italian auto reloaders, because obviously the DPM's bad, where if you miss, you just sit there regretting your life choices. Because the shell just hits the floor in front of a tank or something like that, and you sit there going, oh, why? As you sit there contemplating everything while you're reloading again. So, this is another game on Mali Winter, where we've got good matchup, which is what this tank likes. We're in a platoon with Swindle, Lee, Goodcat, and... well, yeah, Swindle, Lee, Goodcat. It's a 4-man platoon on Mali Winter. And we're going to try and go to the normal place you'd think... well, the place that's probably best for this tank, especially in a matchup like this, where you can try and put that good turret armour, and it is good for this matchup to work. But as you can see, there's currently me, Lee, and an Emil 1. And 2 artillery. We're the only ones going to the hill. Because our team's doing the what's the point KJH123 push. So one of the most important places on the hill at the minute is kind of been abandoned. And while we're here, we may as well, with all these targets spotted up, may as well try and pop a shot into them. Unfortunately, Swindle got YOLO'd and just wrecked. There's not much you can do about that, especially when you've just got no map position. And I've said to Lee, we can't... well, I think Lee said we're going to struggle on this hill, and I basically went, no, we can't hold that. It's not going to happen. We've got 2 burst fire tanks, and yeah, the Bellerophon's good. It's got good DPM, it's got great turret armour. But if more than just the 3 of us go there, or more than just the 3 of... you know, if they've got more than 3 against us, we're going to get wrecked, because the 2 burst fires are going to fire the clips and then sit there going, well, yeah, we've dropped a clip. They're going to rush us, probably kill Lee, kill us, game over. So we've said we've got to retreat. I think Lee picked the other guy to fall back, and he just didn't. He got artilleried, and that's the other feature of this Mali Winter as well, is that we've got 2 artillery, they've got 1, which is weird. That's the matchmaker. Hopefully, I think they were supposed to have fixed that in Tuesday's patch. Artillery's going to play a factor, well, would play a factor if we're on the hill, and it clearly did, because it killed our Emil friend. And we've fallen back to this little ditch where there was like a lake puddle thing if you're on the normal Mali. And from here we can use our turret armour quite nicely and pop shots. And you can see it right now, I've missed some of the shots, and I'm just sitting here like, what am I doing? I've got to reload now. And I'm unspotted, so it doesn't matter really what I do. I can just sit here and let it reload. And it can be so frustrating when you miss those shells, especially with such a long reload. You expect to miss the shots because the gun is derpy, but yeah, it doesn't make it any less frustrating, does it? So now we've got to try and push. Just look at the enemy team placement here. There's me and Lee in this little bowl. Goodcat running away in his light tank. And we're the only ones here, and there's like 5 enemy tanks in front of us. At least. There's a couple more than that. But so we need to put our gun into work. So we eliminate the Draugen, and we're going to pop a shot at the Panther. Now, the Panther's a one-shot for us next time if we want to pop a shot into him, and anybody else will probably do well. But right now, the enemy team's in a stall place because they've got the TDs at the back of the map that are probably putting shots in, distracting them. And we need help. We've got a lot in front of us, and we kind of need a bit of help from the heavies on the other side to come in and try and just relieve some of the pressure, keep them a little bit distracted. Because if the enemy team decides to rush us, there's not much we're going to do about it. So we're going to, like I say, about making the most of these reloads. So we shut down the Churchill one. The middle one bounced because of a bit of poor aim, bad RNG mixed into that, and we bounced on a Churchill 7. Most heavily armoured tier 6 heavy tank, as we all know. And we're back in this reload again, and it's just sitting here waiting. If the enemy team had any nous, they would have come for us. Because we are stuck in this bowl. They would have come for us. I think Lee is constantly getting penned by that guy. Somehow that Firefly VC is consistently penning Lee in his turret, which is a miracle because the Bellerophon turret is very, very good. So it's a bit of a surprise when he's getting penned by that. And especially when he's in a position where he can use his gun depression, but so yeah, it's surprising. So like I said, we're just trying to find places to pop shots. And we're hoping this TD will give us a chance, but he doesn't. I want to just make the most of it. Like we're stuck in a holding position at the minute. No one's really giving anything. So we're going to try. We're just going to try and see if there's any shots anywhere. It's not a guaranteed pen on that STG's turret, so I didn't want to take those shots, especially the fact that he's just behind the ridge line. Gun handling's not the best. We shut down that WZ, which is nice. And I don't know if I'm going to get another shot. I don't feel like I'm going to get another shot. And I'm watching what the enemy team's doing. This rover then obliges. I was thinking about reloading at that point, basically, so I could get a full clip in and do something. And that rover appears, and I'm not going to get shots at him again. Lo and behold, the HJK 1-2 push didn't work. I'm shocked. So our team died over there, and there's not much cracking off over there. We still have at least 4 tanks in front of us. There's one or two that were in the base and that dealt with our guys. In their base, I should say, and killed our guys on the 1-2 line. And right now, I've decided we cannot sit here for any longer. I've got my full clip. I need to eliminate this guy because he's causing the biggest problems. And we pop one in, 394, great roll. 342, not the best. This is 50-50, 358, there we go. Shut down the STG, that's him gone. We needed him gone, because he was holding us up. And that Firefly is still popping shots in. So now we're going for this reload, and this defender's going for this 50 TP. So again, we want to back him up. We don't want to leave him alone against this 50 TP. And this is another one that's in the way and just making problems, basically. Because there's their team now pushing across the field. We just want to clear it's all about clearing the flank. So we bounced one off the lower plate because the pen on this tank isn't the best. And the way this guy's angling is making it quite difficult. But he pulls back. He pulls back and gives us his flat lower plate, which means it was an easy pen. So thank you, dude, for pulling back like that. It was very, very friendly of you. I don't think he realised that if he'd stayed angled like he was, because I was only firing standard, I might have bounced again. It was a risky all-in play at that point to do what I did to that 50 TP, and it paid off. But it is what I needed to do. Now we're firing long range with standard rounds at this Patriot. With the side of his turret, we could pen it. But with standard, we're not going to pen the upper or lower plate. Because at the range we're firing at nearly 500 metres. the APCR drop off just kills it kills the pen. So we never pen it because we've got 217 on the standard. 500 meters, it probably dropped to below 200, and the Patriot is a pretty well armored upper plate and lower plate, really. It's a heavium because the Patriot's cut is the Pershing, but with just up armored. So it can bounce a decent amount. Like 210 Hesh isn't guaranteed to go through the front of a Patriot. So at that range, that APCR, yeah. So we're currently getting out-spotted, which is no shocker because this doesn't have any view range. It's got about 360. Again, it's blind. It's like the Emil 1 for that. And there's this Panther 2, and I think it's the Rover that's still left. The Panther 2 shuts down Lee, unfortunately. And I spot the Rover as he's roving about. Now, I'm pretty confident that Panther 2, unless he does something stupid, I might not get a shot at him. I'm pretty confident that guy over there will kill him. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to go after this Rover, and lo and behold, the Defender kills the Panther 2. So we spot the Rover again. He's just milling about, I think he's just trying to keep on spotting me over and over again, to be honest. Try and keep an eye on us. So, yeah, to see where we're going. So we're going to do the thing which is always good, isn't it? Chasing light tanks and a heavy tank. And we're going to see if we can find him. Now, we can one-shot him. He's only got 348 health. We've got 360 alpha, so we can one-shot it. We just need to find it and rely on the gun to behave to hit it. Now, we get out-spotted again. Like I say, he's got better camo. He's got 30 meters better view range. So he's going to spot me every time. So I'm trying to find where he's possibly spot me. And I'm thinking maybe he's mulling around in the bushes on the A-line. Or he could be up on the hill. Now I'm here and I'm unspotted. I'm pretty confident he went up and round on the hill. Unless he shot back down the A-line. But I'm pretty confident the Defender would have spotted him. So I'm thinking maybe, especially with the TD at E0 now, maybe he's just hiding in the corner. But then he gets spotted, he's clearly YOLO'd up the hill and YOLO'd down it. And I really want my Top Gun. Really want it. And the first shot misses. But will the second? No, the second flies in. Lovely. 4.6k damage, 6 kills. And I'm quite happy that that final shot flew in. So we get high caliber, ace tanker, and a Top Gun. 120,000 credits made, which is quite nice. But like I say, that's the Barracuda in a nutshell. It can be quite rewarding when it comes off, but it's an overall frustrating tank to play. And I don't know why I play it so much. I'm a glutton for punishment. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.